the 11th day of the 22nd regular session of the 21st Congress will now come to order. May we all stand for a moment of silent prayer. Roll call, Chief Clerk.
Senator Aritas, Senator Christian, Senator Figuer, Senator Coland, Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman, Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Pollack, Senator Perman, Senator Romulo, Senator Ursmal, Senator Welly, Speaker Semina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members are present.
We have quorum to transact business this morning. Okay, reading of the journal for Leader Harper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to dispense with the reading of the journal.
It's been moved and seconded that we dispense with the reading of the journal. Those in favor say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. We now dispense with the reading of the journal. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, item 5, presidential communications on receipt of numbers 21-108 through 21-112.
Okay, assigned those, Chief Clerk. Chairman, will I take note of number 109? I want you to look into it and see how we can fast track that. Okay. Thank you. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Item 6, FSM Supreme Court communications. There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Next.
Item 7, member communications, none. Item 8, departmental communications, in receipt of number 21-26.
Assigned that, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 9, agency or governmental authority communication, in receipt of number 21-16.
Okay. Assigned that. So that's the title, Executive Director of Institutional Advancement and External Affairs. Okay. Next item.
Item 10, state communications, in receipt of number 21-06.
Okay. Assign that to Chairman Cullen. Okay, next item.
Item 11, State Supreme Court communications, none, Mr. Speaker.
Continue.
Item 12, municipal or town communications, none. Item 13, foreign government communications, also none.
Okay, order of the day. Item 14, standing committee reports. First report.
Mr. Speaker, the first report is Standing Committee Report number 21-14 on Presidential Communication number 20-431 or the budget for fiscal year 2020 from your Committee on External Affairs for adoption.
Okay, short recess, subject to go out the chair. Congress is back in session. Chairman Wale?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning. I move for the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 21-14.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-14. Discussion. Any discussion? Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're discussing the report 21-14. Any further discussion?
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Senator Palik.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning. The SUFA Vichy office and Japan office both request increase in 50,000 for contracts, and I understand that's for insurance. Is that, and some of the other embassies don't request the same thing. Are employees covered under my care? Point of
Chairman Wale,
information.
care to enlighten our colleague?
Thank you. These are for health insurance that are not enough. They're covered but not enough. This is in addition to what they
Okay.
already have.
That's an important aspect of our missions. Their health insurances are important. Okay, any other discussion? If none, Chairman Romero.
Thank you, Speaker. And good morning to you and members. In the report, there is also a request increase in travel to do an outreach to our citizens before going to the U.S. to educate them on the living and other things. Where does this outreach going to be take place? In the state before they moved, or in their host missions?
Which department, I mean, which office asked for the increase in co-op?
I believe in Guam.
Guam? Okay, Chairman Willie, please.
So I just want to, so I know, I tell the people, okay, there will be a time to outreach here, and
Mr. Speaker,
Chairman
that's
Wale?
why, Mr. Speaker, that's why I always ask members to come to our meeting, so these questions can be answered in the meeting. The two travel requests are for Guam and Hawaii for consul generals to visit the states to kind of help people traveling to those two places in regards to the need they will face and the problem they will face in those places, to kind of make it easier for them when they get to those places without problems. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Willie. Any further discussion?
Speaker.
If not,
Yeah, I
Chairman,
don't know.
Congressman.
My good friend there probably think, why he always asks question on my report, especially when Chief Clerk helped me rush the education report through without question, because he didn't have time to review the report. But on the issue raised by the good chairman of J&Go, I recall hearing this in the hearing, and I asked, what has happened with the IOM? Congress endorsed and funded, I believe, two offices, one here in Pohnpei and one in Chuk. Do exactly the same thing as what is being requested here. And the issue, I don't know what happened, but we continue to have, maybe we even have more problems than before we funded these two offices. So the education of our people should be up to all of us, members, executive branch, all the employees and all the state leaders and employees, educating our citizens when they go out. They are our ambassadors to those places. To have these people come and then do this and do that, just duplicating of efforts and use of our meager resources that can
Are
be
we in
used
recess?
elsewhere. So
we're in session.
I hope that, with all due respect to my good friend, the money can be put into a better program and project other than educating our people. These are adult and mature individuals traveling to those places. They should behave like human beings and not,
Mr. Speaker,
Mr.
short recess, please.
Are you finished, Chairman
Oh, I'm
Congressman?
sorry. He said, so I thought.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Any further discussion on 21-14? If none, if there's no objection, discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 21-14, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing Committee Report number 21-14 is adopted by Congress. Next report, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have Standing Committee Report number 21-15 on Presidential Communication number 20-431, or the budget for fiscal year 2020 from your Committee on R&D for adoption.
Chairman Net.
Thank you, Speaker. I move for the adoption of the said report.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-15. Discussion. Any discussion?
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Senator Palik.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. On page 15, I'm not sure if my addition is correct on the FY 2020 proposed and FY 20 recommended, that the bottom line is that 63,270 or 633,270.
That's a typo. It will be corrected. It's 633.
Minor change, that could be corrected.
Yes. Okay, any other discussion? If none, if there's no objection, discussion is closed. Let's vote on the report. Those in favor of the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 21-15, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing Committee Report number 21-15 is adopted by Congress. Next report, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, the next report is Standing Committee Report number 21-16 on regarding an oversight hearing on September 13 with the Department of Justice and Chief of Immigration on foreign workers from your Committee on J&Go for adoption.
Okay, Chairman Romero.
Motion for adoption on the said report.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-16. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, if there's no objection, discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 21-16, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Said report is adopted by Congress. Next report, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have Standing Committee Report number 21-17 on Functional Resolution number 21-46 from your Committee on External Affairs for adoption.
Chairman Wally.
Thank you. So moved.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-17. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Standing Committee Report 21-17, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Said report is adopted by Congress. Next report.
Mr. Speaker, we have Standing Committee Report number 21-18 on Functional Resolution number 21-55 from your Committee on External Affairs for adoption.
Chairman Wally.
Move for the adoption of the said report.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-18. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, if there's no objection, discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 21-18, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing Committee Report number 21-18 is adopted by Congress. Next report.
The next report, Mr. Speaker, is Standing Committee Report number 21-19 on Functional Resolution number 21-56 from your Committee on External Affairs for adoption.
Chairman Wally.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move for adoption of said Standing Committee Report.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-19. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 21-19 say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing Committee Report 21-19 is adopted by Congress. Next report, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have Standing Committee Report number 21-20 on Functional Resolution number 21-57 from your Committee on External Affairs for adoption.
Chairman Muli.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move for the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 21-20.
Any second? It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-20. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there is no objection. Debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 21-20 say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing Committee Report 21-20 is adopted by Congress. Next report.
Mr. Speaker, we have Standing Committee Report number 21-21 on Functional Resolution number 21-60 from your Committee on External Affairs for adoption.
Okay, Chairman Muli.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move for the adoption of the said report.
Any second? It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-21. Discussion? Any discussion? If none?
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Vice Chairman Palik.
Mr. Speaker, on page 2 of that report, the first paragraph that starts at the ambassador, the very last sentence in that paragraph, and it reads, it is therefore strongly recommended that the above-named nominee be confirmed as soon as possible to maintain our already closed relationship with the U.S. Just so our children wouldn't look at this record and wonder if our English was okay, I would suggest that we reword that either already close present tense relationship or take the word already and just use the present tense of the word close. Maintain a close relationship with the U.S. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Palik, for the correction. It's noted. Okay. Any other discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 21-21 say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing Committee Report number 21-21 is adopted by Congress. Next report, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, for more Standing Committee reports, we have an awaiting list number 21-09.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still on the standing committee report calendar. Chairman Fakir, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to place Standing Committee Report number 21-22 on the Standing Committee Report for action.
And it's been moved and seconded that Standing Committee Report number 21-22 be placed on the Standing Committee Report calendar for action. Floor Leader Harper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to suspend any relevant rule that may impede our action on the report, especially the rule on the 24 hours requirement.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the relevant rules, specifically the rules requiring 24-hour awaiting period, be suspended. Those in favor say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The relevant rules are now suspended. Discussion. Let's vote on the motion, main motion. Those in favor of the motion to place Standing Committee Report 21-22 on the Standing Committee Report calendar for action, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing Committee Report number 21-22 is now placed on the Standing Committee Report calendar for action. Chairman Figueroa. Chairman Figueroa, motion for adoption. Any second? It's been moved and seconded that the Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-22. Discussion. Discussion on the report? If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 21-22 say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing Committee Report number 21-22 is adopted by Congress. Next report.
We still have the awaiting list, 21-09.
Point of privilege.
State your point.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning to you, members, and all of our citizens and non-citizens that are observing our session this morning. Mr. Speaker, I rise on a point of privilege to recognize our Associate Judge of Pohnpei State Government, Mr. the Honorable Nikon Trachani, that's also observing our session this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Perman, for introducing a good friend,
Speaker.
Judge Johnny. Okay.
Point of privilege, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Senator Palik.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. If I may also introduce someone in the gallery this morning, a very special individual. He's not only Chairman Willie and my constituent, but he's also the chief of our village, Wellang, if you guys know that place. Wellang is the main individual chief from that village. And he's a very good singer, one of the best singers in Kosrae. He's also a very good fisherman and a farmer. But I think the title that he cherished most is being the father of our staff, Elise Palsis. So, Mr. Speaker, may I introduce and ask that we recognize Mr. Emlet Chim. Emlet Tuyak. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Palik, for introducing that gentleman. He's always welcome to visit and to observe our Congress in action. Okay.
Point of privilege.
State your point. Floor leader first, and Senator Christian.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I like to follow suit by also introducing a constituent of mine who's also an in-law of mine too, who's one of the youth drive owners here in Pohnpei, namely Arthur Lincoln. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Floor Leader, for introducing a brother of ours. He's always welcome to come and, lobbying for you to rent from him. That's not a bad thing. Okay, Senator Christian, you have the floor.
I want to announce that Senator Gulant has returned from Chuk.
So noted, Senator Christian. Any other privilege? If none, let's go back. We're still on the standing committee report calendar. Any other report?
We still have the awaiting list number 21-09.
Okay. Chairman, what's wrong with your thing? Oh, it's okay, yours? Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, Chairman Roosevelt.
I also have, your Committee on Education has a report for your endorsement, so I move to withdraw and place that Standing Committee Report 21-23 on today's committee report for action.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Standing Committee Report number 21-23 be placed on the Standing Committee Report calendar for action. The relevant rules are still suspended up to this point. So those in favor of the motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing Committee Report 21-23 is placed on the calendar for action. Chairman Ursula.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the adoption of the said report.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Standing Committee Report number 21-23. Discussion? Any discussion on the report? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 21-23 say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing Committee Report number 21-23 is adopted by Congress. Next report. Chief Clerk.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. There's no other Standing Committee report. Let's go down to the next item. Chief Clerk.
For item 15, Mr. Speaker, special committee reports, there are none.
Next item.
Item 16, assignment of measures and communications, we do have a referral sheet number 21-23.
Okay, next item.
And item 17, unfinished business, none, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item 18, payroll calendar, we have CB number 21-62 for second reading.
Read the title.
Mr. Speaker, CB number 21-62 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-178 as amended by Public Laws numbers 21-01, 21-07, and 21-36 by amending Section 4 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Pohnpei State and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
So move.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-62. Discussion. Senator Chairman Net.
Thank you, Speaker. I have a lengthy amendment that has been distributed to members, so I would ask that we waive the reading of the amendment. I so move for its adoption.
It's been moved and seconded that the offer for amendments to CP number 21-62 offered by Chairman Net be adopted. Because of its length, we will dispense with its reading. Floor Leader Harbour.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, I move to suspend any relevant rule that may impede our action on the proposed amendment, especially the one prohibits substantial amendment on second reading.
Okay. Those in favor of the motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The relevant rules, specifically the rules prohibiting substantive amendments on second and final reading, are suspended. Okay. Discussion on the offered amendments. Any discussion?
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Vice Speaker Moses.
I have an oral amendment I wish to make on the offered
Proceed.
floor amendment by Chairman Ned. On page 6, line 9, after 4 and then 4 in parentheses, F in parentheses, insert the following, comma, 4 and 4 in parentheses and G in parentheses. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendments by Vice Speaker Moses to the proposed floor amendments be adopted. Discussion? Any discussion? If none, so let's vote. Those in favor of the offered oral amendments to the proposed floor amendments say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offered oral amendments by Vice Speaker Moses are adopted. So we're still discussing the offered floor amendment as amended orally. Any further discussion?
Speaker.
Short recess, oh, sorry.
Short recess, subject to
Yes.
call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing the offered floor amendments by Chairman Ned as orally amended by Vice Speaker Moses. Chairman Romulo?
Thank you, Speaker. I wish to also offer a oral amendment to the state floor amendment.
Proceed.
On page 5, line 5, after the word leadership, insert summit in lieu thereof.
Okay. It's been moved. Any motion? Did you make the motion? Motion for adoption of your oral amendments?
Motion for adoption on the oral amendment.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendments by Chairman Romulo to the offered floor amendments be adopted. To discussion on it? If none, there is no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered oral amendments by Chairman Romulo say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. So the offered floor amendments has been amended orally twice. Okay, any further discussion on the offered floor amendments? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered floor amendments to CB 21-62 as amended twice orally, offered by Chairman Net, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offered floor amendments as amended orally twice are adopted. We now have CT1. Any further discussion on CT1? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk.
I have some amendments to offer.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still on CP 21-62 CD1. Any further discussion? Senator
Speaker.
Christian.
Mr. Speaker, on page 1, line 11, after Miscellaneous, put a comma and delete every home community sports court. Insert in lieu thereof the word Ponlangas, and then keep the rest so it reads Miscellaneous Ponlangas Sports Center Improvement. Line 13, delete the word Tiati, and after the word kitty, comma, Ore, O-A-R-E, comma, road improvement project. Line 14, delete the word court because it doesn't belong there anyway. And then correct the spelling of Sapwafik to S-A-P-W-U-A-F-I-K. And delete the word additional. And insert the words repair and maintenance so that line 14 reads Sapwafik School Classrooms Repair and Maintenance, $20,000. And then a new subsection D1, Sapwafik Transportation Equipment Purchase, $20,000. Line 17, nothing to amend there. And then on page 2, line 3, where it says suspense secondary road maintenance, delete all of that and delete the word Pelang. Begin with Kichi, comma, Mailap, comma, shore access road improvement and boat slipway. Let me read that again. That section should read Kichi, comma, Mailap, comma, shore access road improvement and slipway and boat slipway. And then on line 17, where it says Tian Kichi, Golden Manual Road improvement, delete all of that in parentheses and insert the word kitty, comma, and delete the word kitty that stands between Tian and shore so that would read Kitty, Mailap, Tian, Shore Access Road and Slipway.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, and then all the projects that are for the at-large, the allotee would be the Vice President of the country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, make a motion for adoption. Any second? Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendments to CP 2162 CD1 be adopted. Discussion.
Speaker.
Yes, Floor Leader Harbert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have no objection to all the amendments offered by Honorable Christian. But the only question I have, if it is proper to give it to the Vice President instead of the President.
Okay, that's a question. Short recess, subject to call of the chair.
My question to LC.
Congress is back in session. We're still discussing the offered oral amendments to CD1. Any discussion on that? Chief Clerk and our legal staff will, make sure the amendments are properly and correctly put in there. Okay, if there's no objection, debate is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the oral amendments offered by Senator Christian, say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offered oral amendments are adopted. We now have CT2. Any further discussion on CT2? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote by a roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk.
State of Joke, Chairman Artos. State of Pohnpei, Chairman Permin.
Amen.
State of Koshai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Ursmao. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted for.
Okay, for that reason, CP number 21-62 CT2 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
Sure.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes,
I defer to Senator Russomano.
Chairman Ursula first, and
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Our champion lawyer on public projects is forcing me to withdraw and place 2 bills on today's bill calendar for action.
they are
They are CB number 21-71 and CB number 21-72. And they are to extend lapse date from this end of this month to end of September 2020.
Go ahead.
okay. Proceed.
Short recess.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still on the appeal calendar. You recognized Chairman Ursula.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move to withdraw and place, with all due respect to the Chairman of Ways and Means, the following bills. CB number 21-68, CB number 21-70, CB number 21-71 and 71 CB number 21-72. I so move.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the following bills, 68, 70, 71, and 72, be withdrawn from committee and placed on the bill calendar for first reading action. The relevant rules are still suspended at this point. So let's vote. Those in favor of the motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. CP number 21-68, 70, 71, 72 are withdrawn from committee and placed on the bill calendar for first reading action. First bill. Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have CB number 21-68 for first reading. CB number 21-68 is a bill for an act to amend Public Law number 20-95 as amended by Public Law number 20-173 by amending Section 4 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Pohnpei State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the said bill on first reading.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-68. Discussion. Any discussion?
Speaker,
Yes, Senator Ned.
thank you. I have a floor amendment to the said bill, short one, so I'll ask the Chief Clerk to read. I so move for its adoption.
Okay, short recess subject to call of the chair. It's up to you. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing CP 21-68. Any discussion? If none, if there is no objection, discussion is closed. So let's vote by roll call of members. First reading, Chief Clerk.
Senator Albertos. Senator Christian. Senator Figueroa. Senator Goland. Floor Leader Harper. Senator Conman. Vice Speaker Moses. Senator Ned. Senator Palik. Senator Perman. Senator Romulo. Senator Usmal. Senator Welly. Speaker Simina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all the 14 members voted for.
CP number 21-68 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-70 for first reading. CP number 21-70 is a bill for an act to amend Public Law number 20-31 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-41, 20-50, 20-77, 20-113, and 21-24 by amending Section 3 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Kushai State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-70. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there is no objection. Debate is closed. Let's vote by roll call of members. Chief Clerk.
Senator Albertos. Senator Christian. Senator Figueroa.
Thank you. Yeah.
Senator Coolant. Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman, Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Palik, Senator Perman, Senator Romulo, Senator Usmal, Senator Wali, Speaker Semina. Mr. Speaker, all the 14 members voted in favor.
CP number 21-70 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-71 for first reading. CP number 21-71 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 19-60 as amended by Public Laws numbers 19-71, 19-80, 19-103, 19-148, 19-165, 20-30, and 20-128 by amending Section 6 thereof to change the lapse date of certain funds previously appropriated therein to fund essential government functions, programs, projects, and activities in each of the states and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
So move.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-71. Discussion. Any discussion? Why 2020? Why not 21? Are you tired of making bills on lapse?
Speaker,
Yes.
especially pertaining to the app portion of this appropriation, we had already informed our state leadership for the 5th times that if in January, May 2020, if the public projects appropriations for YAP are not moved, they will be yanked out and put into the FSM trust fund YAP sub-account. Also, one of these appropriation has very little money in it, 10,000, 20,000. So we think that absent balances from our budget people and finance, we think that within the next year, if any balances are still around, that they would be used up. The only one that there is a bigger amount, especially for the state of YAP, two items. One is for chronic refill of special medicine, 180,000, and fuel and provisioning of FSM-operated vessels for field trips to the Outer Islands, 120,000. Again, we will inform our state that if any of this money is not moved or used, we will ask Congress to put a stop to the use and put it in our FSM trust fund. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Russimal. Okay, any further discussion? If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed. Let's vote by roll call of members. First reading.
Senator Aritos, Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Coland, Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman, Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Palik, Senator Perman, Senator Romulo, Senator Usmal, Senator Wali, Speaker Semina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all the 14 members voted in favor.
Okay, CP number 21-71 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-72 for first reading. CP number 21-72 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law 19-170 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-02 and 20-111 by amending Section 6 thereof to change the lapse date of funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs in each of the states and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading, CB number 21-72. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed. Let's vote by roll call of members. First reading, Chief Clerk.
Senator Aritos? Senator Christian? Senator Figueroa? Senator Colant? Floor Leader Harper? Senator Conman? Vice Speaker Moses? Senator Neth? Senator Pollack? Senator Perman? Senator Romulo? Senator Ursmal? Senator Wally? Speaker Semina?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all the 14 members voted for.
CB number 21-72 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. If no further business on the bill calendar, let's go down to the resolution calendar. First resolution.
Mr. Speaker, the first resolution is Congressional Resolution number 21-46 for adoption from your Committee on External Affairs attached to Report 21-17. This is a resolution to ratify the agreement between the government of the Federated States of Micronesia and the government of the Russian Federation on the mutual waiver of visa requirements with the agreement.
Okay, Chairman Willie. It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-46. Discussion.
Speaker.
Discussion.
Mr.
Yes,
Speaker,
Floor Leader Harbert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have no objection to the resolution. The only fear I have if this resolution will make the U.S. itchy and then they do something in the future against FSM.
Speaker,
Okay, I think I'll recognize Senator Christian asked then.
I was going to say the same thing as Senator Floor Leader. However, mine would have been a cynical expression of that. I think many countries have this same agreement with Russia for freedom of movement of tourist-related travel.
Thank you, Senator Christian. Chairman Figueroa.
I was just going to assure the floor leader that that is not going to affect because under the treaty, our treaty with the United States, they ask us to go out to the world and multiply and make friendship. And they too have diplomatic relationship with the United States, so we're also following our best friend footstep. If they think we shouldn't, then they should tell us frankly, and I know they would. So I don't think it should be a big fear for him. But I understand where he's coming from. I don't think it will affect our relationship with the United States. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chairman Figueroa. Any further discussion on
Mr.
the?
Speaker, I think it is important to note that the FSM does not require visas of any countries. Mostly this is for us to go to Russia without having to get visas.
That's true. Yes, that's correct. So I think it's a good thing. We should do it. All right, any further discussion? If none, question's been called for. If there is no objection, debate is closed. So the vote will be by roll call or short recess, subject to call of the chair. Session We will now vote on the resolution
So recess, Mr.
by roll call.
So recess.
Short recess to the call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're now about to vote by roll call of members. At least 10 votes are required for passage. Chief Clerk, call the roll.
Senator Aritos. Senator Christian. Senator Figuer. Senator Colant. Floor Leader Harper. Senator Conman. Vice Speaker Moses. Senator Neth. Senator Palik. Senator Perman. Senator Romolo. Senator Usmal. Senator Welly. Speaker Semina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 14 members voted in favor.
Okay, for that reason, Resolution 21-46 is adopted by Congress. The visa waiver requirements agreement or treaty is ratified. Okay. Next resolution.
Mr. Speaker, we have a CR number or Congressional Resolution number 21-55 for adoption from your Committee on External Affairs. CR number 21-55 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Jackson T. Soram to serve as the FSM Deputy Chief of Mission to the United States of America in Washington, D.C.
Okay, Chairman Willie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So move.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-55. Discussion on the resolution? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. This is a nomination, so by secret ballot, at least 10 votes are required. Short recess. Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, announce the result.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 12 members voted for, 2 against.
Okay, for that reason, the resolution is adopted. Mr. Jackson Soram is confirmed as the FSM Deputy Chief of Mission to the U.S. Embassy in Washington, D.C. Okay, let's give him a round. Okay, next resolution.
Mr. Speaker, we have CR or Congressional Resolution number 21-56 for adoption from your Committee on External Affairs. Congressional Resolution number 21-56 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Jim S. Lipwe to serve as the Deputy Permanent Representative in the FSM Permanent Mission to the United Nations in New York.
Okay, Chairman Wally.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for adoption of Congress Resolution number 21-56.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-56. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed. So let's vote by secret ballot. This is a nomination. 10 votes, at least 10 votes required. Shortage is subject to call of the chair.
Speaker.
Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, announce the results.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members voted in favor of the nominee, 1 against.
For that reason, resolution number 21-56 is adopted by Congress. Mr. Chim S. Lipwe is confirmed as a Deputy Permanent Representative of the FSM Permanent Mission to the United Nations in New York. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay, next resolution.
Mr. Speaker, we have functional resolution number 21-57 for adoption from your Committee on External Affairs. CR number 21-57 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Joe Silim B. Enlet to serve as the FSM Consul General in Portland, Oregon, USA.
Chairman Walling.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move for the adoption of Congress Resolution number 21-57.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-57. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there is no objection. Debate is closed. So let's vote by secret ballot. This is another nomination and at least 10 votes are required. Short recess. Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, announce the results.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, 13 members voted for, 1 against.
Okay, for that reason, resolution number 21-57 is adopted by Congress. Mr. Joe Silim P. Enlet is confirmed as our Consul General in Portland. Let's give him a round of applause, please. Okay, thank you. Next
Mr.
resolution.
Speaker. Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
may I ask that one person or two guys to quit fooling around? Join the party.
Okay. Join the party, whoever you are. Okay, next resolution.
Mr. Speaker, we have Constitutional Resolution number 21-60 for adoption from your Committee on External Affairs. CR number 21-60 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Aquilino Susaya to serve as the FSM Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the United States of America in Washington, D.C.
Okay, Chairman Willie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move for adoption of Congress Resolution number 21-60.
Okay, and second, it's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-60. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there is no objection. Debate is closed. So let's vote by secret ballot. This is a nomination. At least 10 votes are required for passage. Short recess. Back in session. Chief Burke, announce the result.
Mr. Speaker, we have 10 members voted for the nominee, 4 against.
For that reason, resolution number 21-60 has passed, as adopted by Congress. Mr. Aquilino Susaya is confirmed as our FSM Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the United States of America in Washington, D.C. Please, let's give him a round of applause. Okay, next resolution.
Mr. Speaker, we have Congressional Resolution number 21-35, City 1, for adoption from your Committee on Education, attached to Report 21-23.
Okay, Chairman, Education, first of all.
I so move, Mr. Speaker.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 21-35, CT1. Okay, discussion. Any discussion? There is no discussion. Debate is closed. So let's vote by secret ballots. This is another nomination. At least 10 votes are required.
Can we ask Chief to just read the title?
Short recess. Okay, my apology, Floor Leader. Read the title. I thought it's already written.
Thank you, Speaker. Floor Leader. Congressional Resolution Number 21-35, City 1. It's a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Calvin Kevas to serve as the Secretary of the Department of Education of the Federated States of Micronesia.
Okay, there you have it. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed, so we will vote by secret ballots. At least 10 votes are required. Short recess. Congress is back in session. Announce the result, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, 9 members voted for, 5 against.
For that reason, CR number 21-35, CT1 is not adopted by Congress. The nomination is defeated. Next resolution.
Speaker,
Yes, Chairman Muller, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker.
thank you, Speaker. I move that Congress reconsider
Second.
its action on the said resolution.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded that Congress reconsider its action on the resolution. So it's not subject to debate. So we will vote the same way, the same number of votes required. Okay, short recess.
Short recess, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess, yeah. Chief Clerk, announce the results.
Mr. Speaker, 10 members voted for.
Okay, for that reason, the reconsideration motion is adopted. The resolution is now back on track. Make a motion, Senator Christian.
Mr. Speaker, I reserve my time to debate the issue I brought before Congress today, because
You're
I think
welcome.
it is important, has important implications. So I move to defer the resolution on KEVAS to tomorrow's calendar.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that Resolution 21-35 CT1 be deferred to tomorrow's calendar for action. Those in favor of that motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried, so Resolution 21-35
Mr.
CT1
Speaker,
is deferred to tomorrow's session. Okay, yes, Senator Christian, you have the floor.
no, I defer to the floor leader.
Okay, Floor Leader Arbor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to defer the resolution to tomorrow. Are we meeting tomorrow?
It's already deferred.
Oh, it's already deferred?
Yes.
So what do you want me to do?
Well, the floor was yielded to you by Senator Christian.
Or you want me to make the motion to?
Short recess subject to go of the chair.
I thought
Congress is back in session. We're still on the resolution calendar. Any resolution?
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Chairman
Yes.
Cullen.
thank you, Mr. Speaker. There is a resolution that I wish to withdraw and place.
Okay, proceed. We're still on the resolution calendar.
Thank you, Speaker.
You have the floor.
21-63, move to withdraw and place. So move, Mr. Speaker.
It's moved and seconded that Resolution 21-63 be withdrawn and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. You still have the floor, Chairman Quillen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to withdraw my, the motion on 21-63.
If there's no objection, the motion to withdraw and place is withdrawn. Okay, any other resolution, Chief Clerk?
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. If there's no objection, we now go to the next item, Chief Clerk.
Item 2020, introduction of bills and resolutions.
Okay. If you have any measure to introduce, pass them on to Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 21, miscellaneous communications, when receipt of number 21-09 and 21-10.
Okay. I would like to take note of the number 21-09. It's a very, good project. The product is in our office. Take a look at it because I'm sure you'll be convinced that it's an important undertaking that we should support. Okay, assign those, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 22, miscellaneous business.
Do you have any miscellaneous business? If none,
Mr. Speaker,
yes, Chairman
thank you.
Net.
I would like to ask if we can get some official information on the status of the ban on the new hire from Philippines.
Okay, I believe Chairman Romulo has been, after that, so we will have him brief us either next week or so he can collect all the information. So far, I think there is an update. Okay, any other miscellaneous business?
Speaker.
Yes, Florida Harbor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to take this time to humbly ask the Committee on TCNI to call for a oversight hearing with the CNI department and other relevant witnesses relative to the airway extension on Ta. As you know, the CIA plane was in accident due to the unpaved and shortness of the airway, the runway. So we need to really know when that contract will start the project, which has been awarded to them about already 5 years ago or more. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Florida Harbor. That's a legitimate concern, and I would like to ask Chairman Cullen to look into that as soon as possible because we need that contract to be implemented. Okay. Any other miscellaneous business? If none, there's no objection. We go to the announcement. Chairman Willett.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. No announcement.
Chairman Figueroa. Okay. Chairman Net. Okay. Chairman Berman.
HSA, no announcement.
Thank you. Chairman Romulo. Chairman Cullen.
No announcements, Speaker.
Chairman Coleman. Chairman Ursumal.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Education is broke, so therefore no more meetings.
We just deferred the resolution that was done by your committee. I hope you would have said something about it. Okay, Vice Speaker Moses. Vice Chairman Palik.
No announcement, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Chairman Aridos. Vice Chairman Christian. Thank you for pointing out the time. Yes. Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Floor Leader, any announcement and your motion?
No announcement, Speaker, and I move that we stand in recess until 10 a.m. Monday.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress stand in recess until 10 o'clock in the morning of next Monday. Those in favor of that motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Congress now stands in recess until 10 in the morning of next Monday.